Joining me now is North Carolina Congressman Greg Murphy. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I want to get your take on this. Yeah, the National Education Association came out swinging against Linda McMahon's nomination for Education Secretary. The union writing in a statement, quote, "By selecting Linda McMahon, Donald Trump is showing that he could not care less about our students' futures." Your reaction to what we're hearing from the left on the education plans?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that you just said Obama's Secretary of Education. The indoctrination and the weaponization of the educational system is exactly what we have seen over the last 4 years. You know, the DEI, the wokeness that's been pushed onto kids from their teachers. You know, if you go back, and this has been the tried and true saying and adage of what's happened in education, is education starts in the home. It doesn't start with the federal government. And I think altogether pushing this back to the states in the appropriate manner is altogether what we need to do. Things need to stay local. We really need to push back for education in the home, get fathers back in the home and those type of things. Then we will see the education scores in every different segment. We'll see them rise up, not because of federal government intervention.
Yeah, I mean, look, he wants to dismantle the education the education committee, and you know, at the same time putting Linda McMahon in there to actually oversee the dismantling of the education department. Vivek Ramaswamy told me that's one of the first to go. You know Linda McMahon, right? She grew up in your district?
Yeah, she grew up in our district. I don't know her personally, but she was an East Carolina graduate, which is in Greenville, where we live. Her parents, I believe, served at Camp Lejeune down in Jacksonville. So she's an Eastern North Carolina girl, yeah.
And you say you look forward to having Eastern North Carolina values in the cabinet.
That's exactly right, Maria. You know, we saw the absolute disaster of what's happened with the Biden administration in every cabinet secretary's position. I think, you know, talking with people, talking with patients, I still see patients. What do they want? They want common sense brought back to government. And we saw the wokeness. We saw the far left. We saw the teachers union scream left because they want to indoctrinate people, kids rather, the most susceptible of our children, into their way of thinking about politics. We need to take politics out of school, and the best way to do that is to make things local rather than a partisan government agency cramming things down kids' throats.
Well, look, you're on the House Ways and Means Committee. I want to get your take on how much waste there really is in government, and what is your opportunity in the 119th Congress in terms of sparking economic growth?
Well, I think it's very interesting because we're going to be working on our tax package, a renewal of the Trump tax cuts in this year. And if you look at what waste has gone on, you know, the VA, which I'm on Veterans Affairs also, keeps asking for more and more. We spend 5 times per patient at the VA than we do in the British healthcare system. Not that that's something perfect to compare it to, but if you look at the amount of waste that goes in, I am absolutely thrilled and excited for Elon Musk and Vivek to get in there and see how we can trim back government, make it efficient, make it something that the taxpayers can be proud of. We have just too many agencies where it has just grown without any check. Looking forward to actually bringing that back.
So, Congressman, you're a doctor first before coming to Congress. What are your thoughts on RFK Jr. running the Health and Human Services office?
You know, I think President Trump has made a theme of picking disruptors, people who will question what's gone on. I can say, you know, from what RFK and a lot of his views are, I don't necessarily agree with some of them, but I look forward to conversations. The same thing with Dr. Oz. Look forward to conversations on how we can improve things. We may not agree on everything, but I think the fact that you bring somebody in who's going to set us, hey, look, we may not be doing the same thing right for the last 50 years. Let's look at things again. Let's look at things objectively. And I think that's altogether fine. We're going to have good conversation, maybe even hard conversations about how HHS moves forward and what we, as I'm a chairman of the Doctors Caucus, what we believe is right for the health and welfare of our country. But I think it's altogether fine to bring somebody in to shake things up.
Yeah, I mean, look, a fresh set of eyes. Why not? Congressman, it's great to talk with you as always. Thanks so much for being here.